The stars seems to be aligning for her in the world of politics. Is she indeed destined for greatness? I'm talking about none other than Honorable Winnie Odinga. Of course, she makes for a person of interest today on this particular informative edition of Siasa Brigade, your go-to show on matters, politics and governance at large. As usual, I'm yours truly, Richard Mwenje. Indeed, always a pleasure to have you on board. And of course, to help me dive into this conversation is Kenya's most sought-after political analyst. The first of his name, Herman Manyora, and today is dressed like a Chief Kathy in a black suit. Great to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Where are you from, though?
I was using somewhere.
Just somewhere?
Yeah.
You actually look like someone who is coming from Lee Funeral Home. Are you mourning or what?
No. And I want to discourage Africans from dressing in black during funerals. That perpetuates the myth there is something wrong about black. Black market,
black tax.
Black tax. No. Black is good. Black is gold. Black is beauty. Where I come from, women dress in white during funerals.
Not weddings.
Not black. Black is... We are perpetuating that story from the whites.
You saw the burial of late George Magoha.
Black is evil.
Yeah.
No, black is beauty.
Black is beauty.
Black is beauty. And I want to tell the world, if they are listening, it is only the black race that has given the world civilization that has been unmatched.
The black race?
Yes.
Probably we are not appreciated enough.
Well, people don't know it. Even doctors, I see them taking some oath from some Greek man. When the Greek man, that oath, all of it is in a tomb in Egypt. Even
Really?
the people we call scholars in Africa and in this world, they are just jokers.
Top researchers, medical professors.
The state of knowledge of ancient Egyptians, a black civilization, has not even been reached.
Not scratching the surface.
They have not even scratched the surface of the knowledge of the ancient Egyptians, the black civilization.
Very well.
So why would we dress in black when we are going for a funeral? Black is just anything you can put on.
But
and
you
it
look
has nothing
stunning.
to do with funerals.
Today you look stunning and you seem to be a little younger.
I'm not a little young. I'm always young.
You're
Yes.
shying away from old age, though.
Which old age now?
You're about to go to
Were
Gombe
you there
village
when I was born?
and sit under a
Were you
mango
there
tree.
when I was born? Yes, Richard.
Very well. All right, let's dive straight into today's conversation.
Nice.
We are talking about Honorable Winnie Odinga. And there's so much talk about her. She's actually creating a buzz in the world of politics. But let's start from probably what seems to be her biggest milestone this far. That is nomination to the East African Legislative Assembly as a member of parliament. When she was nominated there, she really faced backlash. And there are so many people who felt she's not deserving the seat. But she got it. But then, if you are going to retrace what happened thereafter, from where you sit, do you feel like Winnie Odinga really embraced the criticism with the much-needed grace, and this far, she has probably developed thick skin to face the murky political waters?
In public life, things will be thrown at you, and more so in politics. It gets even murkier if you are from a political family. And that's why many people from political families take a low profile. Because the moment you show your head, and your father has been president or prime minister or things, bats that come at you flying, things will come flying at you. So it's nothing strange. It's normal.
It's very normal.
Across the world.
In a word, are you trying to signal that probably the criticism she might not be deserving, but just paying for the sins of the father?
Which sins? The father has no sins.
Not more of a sin, but just because people are getting the battles from the father and now shouldering it on her.
Yeah, sometimes. But I'm just saying, if you come from a political family and you want to cut some space for yourself, there will be people who will come for you. It has happened even to the Kennedys.
Very well.
Yeah, even when the Bush, when Jeb wanted to come after his father and after his brother, there's a lot of talk. People sometimes feel that you are getting more than your share. When Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to be president in 2002, people were bringing in the issue that his father had been president. So these things are normal. When you are coming from a political family, you expect people to say things.
It's the order of the day.
It's the
sort
order
of.
of the day, yeah.
Yes. But then again, very recently we have seen the call for mass action by Honorable Raila Odinga. And there was so much call for Winnie Odinga to be part of it, just because the father is leading the protest. And to the surprise of many, she joined the bandwagon and is now more of the face value, bringing on the much needed face of the protest. Would you say that this has now probably will work in the favor of Raila Odinga? Because there was so much call that bring your daughter on the bandwagon, bring your children, the children of dynasties. Do you feel like the political fodder men used against Raila of not involving probably his children is now going to be rubbished off and it's going to work in his favor?
I don't think when Kenyans are demonstrating, we can reduce it to issues of you bring your daughter, bring your son. I think that's a cheap way of looking at things. I would choose to see it if Winnie feels this is a cause she wants to be part of, actively.
A revolution.
There's no problem. That's how I choose to see it. Yeah. But this cheapening of things, and this is going to get us into trouble in this country. Taking very serious matters and cheapening them.
It was the call from Kenya Kwanza.
And bring your children.
Bring your children first. Before you call other people's children.
And even this issue of dynasty. But now you are the president, so you don't want your children tomorrow to go for something. This is the cheapness of it all. Because today, you think it's Raila and Ruto and Moi. But tomorrow you are a young man, you have children, and they will want to have a stab at the presidency. You want people to call them dynasties. So we must be careful in the language you use as people, and so that we remain united as one people.
Or probably look for other alternatives and political fodder to use against your competitor.
Yeah, not this thing of bringing children into the game. If children on their own volition like Winnie have what it takes to be politicians, so be it. But there are many children of politicians who just want to do their simple thing. There are some of them who are just professionals. They want to do their professional line. Kwani Kibaki didn't have children.
He had
children. They were doing their thing. Jimmy, Judy, and the rest, they are just doing their
Tony
thing.
Kibaki.
Yeah, they are doing their thing. Even Uhuru Kenyatta has children. They are doing their thing. One of them I see could come up in the future. But that is it.
That is it.
We must allow people space, whether they are from dynasties or not. Let's give them space. But if somebody comes up again, let's not use another card, oh, your father was this.
Not using that against them.
No, don't use anything against anybody because their father was anything. Just deny them the votes if they are looking for votes.
Deny them. Send them back to the village.
Yeah, go back to your village.
Wishaweri or whatever.
Wherever it is. We are not going to vote for you. But to say because your father was Uhuru Kenyatta.
So you must automatically endorse you and all that.
Yeah, not that. No.
Very well then. If you look at Winnie Odinga's steps in the world of politics this far, she seems to be closely near to the fact that probably the likes of Gladys Wanga from Luo Nyanza and say Atieno Bensouda have achieved, building up a very much solid war chest in form of their vibrancy, their gravitas that they launch on the ground and so forth. Do you feel that these qualities that seem to have been embedded in Winnie Odinga could probably sufficiently prepare him for future elective politics, more so the soonest, which is 2027? One
thing about elective politics is called name recognition. If you stand for elections, you're a newcomer. Perhaps more than 60% of the efforts you'll put in will be to build a name recognition, for people to know you. So already people like Winnie, they already have 60% in the bag.
Yeah.
So if they wanted a seat, I do not see a local seat Winnie would want and miss. A local one. Things can begin being a little challenging if she's going national. But if just these little things, I want to be a senator, governor, MP, she will just get. Because Winnie is not just Raila's daughter.
She's a masterpiece.
She packs something in her. She's something. You can't just play around with Winnie like this. And she's informed. I also follow her on Twitter and I see she's an informed person. She has an opinion. She has a stand.
A well-taught one.
Yeah. These are children who even in the privacy of the home can differ with their father in terms of the direction things are taking or support them. In other words, Winnie is substance. However, politics is not very easy. You could come with substance, you can be Raila'S daughter, but people reject you. That's how politics is.
That is how you know. The 11th hour, they deny you the
they can
chance.
disown you, and you won't be the first. Yes.
There have been...
People refuse to reject Uhuru Kenyatta. in 1997 or 97.
They've just rejected Gideon Moi the other day.
They rejected me the other day.
Gideon Moi. It could happen.
So it could happen. But Winnie has serious potential, if that's what you are looking for.
And she's building the much needed war chest.
Yeah. And let's get away from this idea that we must use money in elections. We must change that, because look at where money has brought us. You go to parliament and you just find rascals. Very few people are of substance. The rest are people who don't even know why they're there.
You buy legislation.
And you look at how people are trooping to State House and other places.
Looking for development.
Cheaply. And there's no development. We know, we live in this country. We've been here for a while. So that's where money leads you. That's the sort of leadership you begin to get. If a country uses money to define everything, so that the leaders you elect them on the basis of the war chest you are talking about, that will kill the country at some point.
Very well put there. Then again, there have been so many calls on the side of Raila Odinga, people asking him probably to name his successor, even as he draws near to the end of his political life, or probably head over to retirement. And he has not yet got to that point of naming one, but there are those who think that probably is crafting Winnie Odinga for that position. Much as there is political biasness against women in this country, do you buy the argument that probably in the fullness of time, Winnie could be part of that succession plan for Raila Odinga, not just in Nyanza politics, but national politics?
You know, this idea of people saying people should retire. Let me not go there, because we are being very careful now.
Yeah, true.
But power concedes nothing. You see, Raila can organize successor to his business.
He doesn't need to
but
consult.
To organize successor for country, for his political, it's not a simple matter. It's not like he can stand somewhere on goats, do something in
Goat
something in Nyanza there and say, now I proclaim Winnie. Politics does not work like that.
And bring elders to crown her.
No, politics does not work like that. You see, Ruto is demonstration enough. That people can come from very low backgrounds and you find them at the top. Even in Rigathi Gachagua, there have not been things in the past until recently. So I don't think it will be fair to ourselves to say that Raila has what it takes to command the people, to take on Winnie as the successor. However, Winnie herself is intelligent, and she's a politician, and she's tough, and she's seasoned even at her age. She knows exactly what I'm saying. Power concedes nothing, and there's nobody who can give people a successor. So, like other people who might want to step in the shoes of the father, she knows what she needs to do. She should do it if she wants. And maybe she doesn't want. Maybe the father doesn't want. This family has paid heavily
for this country.
The things other families have enjoyed, the Jaramogi family, the Oginga family has not enjoyed. The children's life has been interrupted. They have not had a father, a grandfather. They have missed the love of a father, of a grandfather. Schools, they have gone to schools, there has been stigmatization.
Getting into exile and all that.
So it has been difficult for the
Odingas.
Yeah. It's been very, very difficult for them. And coming from such a family, one will have to make these decisions very cautiously. So whether or not Winnie would want to proceed into the future, perhaps after his father's retirement or not, it's not a very simple matter for the family or for Winnie.
So much
you have to look back at the history of the family, of the suffering and the pain and the sacrifices and what people have given them in return.
And ask whether it's worth.
And whether, because who would have imagined Raila would find himself competing against somebody like Ruto?
No one.
Nobody would have imagined.
Surreal.
But that's what life is. So realities like those can check you and say, if my father did all this, And look at what people are giving him.
It's not worth it.
Backhanded compliment. Is it really worth it? And if the answer may be no, and you just do your yellow thing and one or two small things here, and but to focus on big things because that calls for sacrifice. You may not be ready for it. On the other hand, you may say, the candle lit by my grandfather Jaramogi Oginga Odinga cannot be allowed to die. We shall soldier on.
It is too good to go down.
This country is too good to go down, to be left to people who do not care about it. There are deals for which Jaramogi and the rest fought and died.
And I still believe in them.
We believe in them, we shall push on, we shall soldier on. It depends.
Right, in the interest of time, let's close it at this. We have seen, probably if we put Winnie Odinga in one scale, save for his grandfather Jaramogi Oginga and his father Raila Odinga, if you compare him to others who have been in the political arena, from the Odinga's family, the sister, Oburu Odinga, the brother as well, Winnie is quite young, but she has built this much vibrancy and is well known out here, and people are feeling her impact on the ground. Would you say that probably she is the new age representative of the Odingas, and probably she could achieve so much more than probably what the sister and Oburu Odinga have done?
Yeah, it is obvious that she's a cut above the rest in the family. But let me tell you another story.
Which
it is the story of a great man. Bequeathing ash. Begetting ash. Just like fire begets ash. And of very small fellows within the lineage, within the family, coming to surface the moment the big tree has fallen. When the big tree is standing, you don't see other. You may just see one or two.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Sprouting shoots.
So as Raila retires, who knows? Somebody else could come from the line and surprise us.
In the nick of time.
Yeah, but if you are going by what we are seeing, Winnie is a
cut above the rest.
Cut above the rest. And what works for Winnie is not just because she's more vibrant, more Raila.
Yeah.
She seems to have a drive. There's something in her. So now that when you combine that with her closeness to the father, her profile, so closeness, profile, blood and everything.
Youth are relating to her.
Youth, all those things
yeah.
are not sufficient until there's some fire in you, in your belly. And Winnie has fire in the belly.
Which probably makes her the sharpest knife in the cutlery. All right. And that point by Herman Manyora takes us to the wrap of our conversation today here on Siasa Brigade, touching matters, the political future of Honorable Winnie Odinga. Clearly, the stars seem to be aligning for her, and she happens, or rather, she seems to be among the sharpest knives in the cutlery. We cannot wish her nothing other than fair winds and following seas from here as Nairobi Review, as she goes on with her quest to improve the leadership of this country by the day. Until next time, my name is Richard Mwenjo. Always a pleasure.